Live from the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, this is Iowa Live.
Welcome back to the program, everybody, and welcome back, Tom Coates from Consumer Credit of Des Moines. Good to see you again, sir.
Thanks for hosting again, Lou.
Absolutely. Now, we're going to talk about something. You want to stop what you're doing just for a second. Do you have credit card debt? Well, there's some bills, some credit card bills. You are going to be surprised at the numbers that are associated with credit card debt, especially in this country. Tom, tell us about that.
Well, I think so, Lou. I mean, you go to places, Lou, and I've with my grandkids, you know, some places only take cash, some places only take credit cards.
Right.
So most Americans have credit cards, and that's not a bad thing. It's a matter of stewardship. How do you use those credit cards? The numbers came out recently, Lou, that showed that $1.25 trillion in credit card debt exists in this country today.
Trillion, not with a B. We're talking about with a T.
Yeah, that's right.
$1.25 trillion in credit card debt. And we see on the screen here the interest rates, which are mind-boggling. People are paying this.
Exactly right. And they also did studies years ago, Lou, that if you used a credit card versus cash, wrote a check, used a debit card, you ended up spending about 40% more for that purchase than if you use the other three things. It kind of takes away some of the reality. You know, you'll end up spending more than you would have.
Right.
But a $1.25 trillion sounds like who cares about that number? I don't understand trillions anyway. Unless you're in a very small group of people.
Right.
But for the average American, this came out in a Wall Street Journal article just recently, said that the average American with credit cards has $6,600 in credit card debt that they're revolving and paying those interest rates on.
Oh my goodness.
And the interest rates, the average is now 21%. Now that's the average on revolved debt. Some of them are paying well past that.
Yeah, 24, 25%.
That's right.
And that's not unheard of. You can see some of the other numbers here, and you talk about revolving debt delinquencies. That's a huge number too.
That's a real shame because that number has really shot up. We were just talking off the air about the young families having to spend all this money on the kids and the activities, and a lot of it goes on the credit cards.
Yeah.
And so that revolves, and at these kind of interest rates, that really takes people down. And now, the highest number I've ever seen by far, 13% of credit card holders in this country are 90 days or longer in delinquencies.
Which means no payments.
That's right. They have not made a payment for 90 days or longer, and the interest rates really shoot up. Your late fees shoot up. Your credit scores drop down.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go too far, then it charges off, and then you may have to deal with the lawyers of those credit card countries, and they'll sue you through small claims court, and now you've got a judgment.
Now, you mentioned $6,600 is the average credit card bill, basically, that people are getting that are rolling over.
That revolving debt.
But you've seen debt in to the sum of $20,000 or $30,000, and it doesn't even shock you. Like, no, that's not unusual. But take a look at this. This is a 24% interest rate, and if you have 20 grand in debt, talk about this and how long you would have to pay this off.
Well, if you were looking at $20,000, which again isn't, we had one with six figures the other day.
Oh my gosh.
$20,000, and you were paying the minimums at 24% interest rate, and you didn't charge anymore.
Okay.
No more charges.
No more
You put them away. It would still take you at that rate 39 years to repay, and you'd pay almost $40,000 in interest.
Oh my goodness. Now, this is obviously without using Consumer Credit of Des Moines. When you get involved, a lot of times you get that interest rate, dramatically drop. Now, let's take a look at just an example of that same number.
Exactly. Okay, same person, $20,000 in credit card debt comes into us, and they go into a plan. We drop the interest from the 20s down to 6. We take 4.5 years, not a lifetime, to repay, and they pay less than $3,000 in the interest over that 4.5 years.
Okay, now speaking of paying, what does it cost for someone to come in and talk to you? Let's go right to the bottom line here.
Right to the bottom line, no cost. Budgeting, which we haven't touched on really, this is, drawing out a budget and living within your budget is key. We will do that for people when they come in for the first meeting, no cost, no obligation.
Okay.
And if about 40% of them go into that repayment plan we were talking about, there is a cost, but it's small because besides the creditors giving us concessions, they give us grant money that allows us to bring people in at no initial cost and low cost going through.
To get a hold of Tom Kotzen, Consumer Credit of Des Moines, consumercredit-dm.com, 800-955-5765. You can do something about your debt, and Tom, you're just the man to help. Thank you so much.